For me, everything changed when I had children. I began to think about what kind of place am I going to leave them when I'm gone? And it was about this time that the headlines and cover stories began to keep me awake at night. Suddenly, it dawned on me that this one little habit that I had could turn into an opportunity to do something really big for the environment. As parents, I think we all share some basic hopes. We want a healthy future and security for our families. A couple of areas that seem more and more beyond our control. And when it comes to the environment, I think we all share a sense of helplessness, that perhaps it's beyond us, that it's something governments should manage.
I'm also a hockey mom. And it was wonderful that Ron came in one day and told me this wonderful idea of him having this clean air for children. And of course, it makes sense. We all need to be involved. Why wouldn't we want to be involved? And we can't let Ron do this alone. So it's a great cause, and it takes nothing just to turn off our engine, and it's the right thing to do.
What if you could be greener and save money with one simple step? And what if we all did it and it had a huge impact on our kids' planet and saved us billions in fuel? Would you join a movement? Let's see. Because here's my story. I used to be the Canadian idler. I used to run my car all the time. On some cold days, I'd start my car from half a block away in an office tower with my remote. I'd let it run for half an hour before I was ready to go. Then my kids came along, and so did the headlines about the future of the planet. I looked at my car keys and wondered, what's all this add up to? I had a nagging feeling that running my car all the time wasn't such a good thing. I did some research, and the numbers floored me. All you have to do is look around. You'll see so many of us run our vehicles all the time. It seems, except that when we park them at night.
No, I actually hadn't thought about idling myself, but when I realized the amount of money that drivers actually waste while not turning off their vehicle while parked, it really did create quite an impression, and it's something I think is very important to educate others about.
According to government research in the US and Canada and independent studies, we burn billions of dollars worth of fuel and generate millions of tons of emissions every year when we're parked. But why? Why do we do it?
We do it because we've just always done it. And we got to start breaking these myths. Myths like restarts are hard on the starter, which is not true. And long warm-ups are necessary for a car to operate properly. These myths aren't true.
Gas prices are a huge concern for every family. No-brainer idling can cost several fill-ups a year. Across North America, it's billions of dollars a year and millions of tons of emissions. Pump prices being what they are, if you went idle-free for our kids 10 minutes a day, you'd save a couple $100 a year at the pump. And for many families with 2 cars, that's like $400 in your pocket every year. Needless emissions are a further drag on our environment, our kids' future. Did you realize just from regular driving, our cars put out about 3 times their weight in greenhouse gas? Together, we can cut a lot of emissions. We need our cars and trucks. We just don't need them on as much.
There would be a saving on any vehicle, particularly a company like our own who own 500 or 700 vehicles, and they're left idling, and sometimes it isn't even their gas bill and they may be less conscious of it. But here's another reason: if you don't want to save the money, save the environment.
We run our cars a lot at places like ball fields, hockey rinks, and schools where our kids depend on clean air. I'm a hockey dad, so hockey rinks are high on my list for idle-free for our kids. I didn't plan this mission several years ago, but the need to reach parents is greater than ever. That's because despite hundreds of anti-idling campaigns and bylaws across North America, most of us are still leaving our cars on when we're parked. And car dealers tell us that it's going to be at least 10 years before most of us are in hybrids or electrics, which is why inspiring North Americans for a new tailpipe habit on a mass scale is so important now.
Ron sold me on the idle free for our kids before I started this position. Our mall has been active in energy efficiency and adopting green initiatives into our everyday operations. Family shoppers are our main audience, so inspiring hundreds of motorists to go idle free for our kids in our parking lot made a lot of sense for us.
I'm an ex-media, sales, and marketing guy. You'd think I'd be able to persuade people. But early on, I missed the mark. When I went idle free for our kids, I was like a reformed smoker. I was too preachy. I had no clue how to inspire people on this. In fact, I think I was turning people away. Back in 2005, when I started out, going green wasn't mainstream yet.
It's direct. It's not convoluted at all. It's direct green, immediately accessible. And the fact that he's allowing kids to spearhead the whole process is genius.
So when you leave here today... So, I went to school, literally. I went to my kids' school where I made dozens of presentations and where I was struck by the kids' passion and concern for the environment. And needless bus and car emissions were right at the top of their list. The other thing I discovered was that kids often brought home their concerns and parents listened. It's the easiest thing you can do. In 2006, the Children's Clean Air Network was born. Our approach of empowering kids for this mission is based on that experience at the elementary school.
When I met Ron Zima and the message that he projected with the Children's Clean Air Network, and seeing Rachel's enthusiasm and her passion about helping her environment and really understanding the message inspired my husband and I to become involved.
We've built a growing network of idle free for our kids schools, media, and business partners, including car dealers. We've partnered with the largest motor coach company and shopping mall in Atlantic Canada.
We went idle free because we saw a definite need to help the environment, and at the same time we thought we could save money in the process. So, you know, it was a win-win for sure. And when we had met Ron and saw the Idle Free for Our Kids campaign, we thought, wow, you know, what better than for our kids?
Our goal is to link all of those hundreds of idle-free campaigns that are out there now and lead a real shift in the next couple of years to inspire North America to go idle-free for our kids. Who has the most to lose from poor air quality and climate change? Our children. The little choices we make today can have a big impact on their tomorrow. Let's do this one little thing. Let's go idle-free for our kids.